pedal due to limited technical support and funding.
So for us, logistics is not a problem, but maintenance of the equipment in this facility is one of the very difficult things that we are saddled with. So I think that if we need support, probably that is where we will need a lot of help. If the government can get some specific companies who can come in and do this maintenance at some agreed cost, so that it doesn't, run down all our IGF, it will help.
Currently, the hospital runs with 124 clinical staff and 33 non-clinical personnel. According to Hospital Administrator Emmanuel Ashabi, the shortage of essential support workers such as cleaners, laborers, and laboratory technicians is severely hampering daily operations.
The new facility, we started slowly. I think the numbers are going up and we need to beef up our human resource. We've written our needs and we are hoping that whenever the opportunity comes, nurses, other paramedical staff, we will be remembered, and then clients staff will be made available for us to be able to run. We have one more unit in the facility which hasn't started fully because we don't have staff to run those units. So we are hoping that once the human resources beefed up, at least all the units in the hospital can fully be operational by the close of the year.
But perhaps the biggest concern is the hospital surgical unit, which remains idle 3 years after the hospital's inauguration. Management attributes this to the shortage of qualified clinical personnel to run the unit.
We would be happy if the government can also come in. You know, here the surgical block, because of lack of staff, we are not able to start using it. Now we realize that both medical and surgical cases are put together in the general bed ward, and it's a challenge. We will be glad if staff are posted so that we can start using the department.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast. You just saw in your shots there the report from the Yilo Krobo Hospital, where a surgical unit which has been built some 3 years ago is yet to be operationalized, and residents they have to travel far to get some of their surgeries done. A situation that clearly, in my opinion, is unacceptable. But what are the reasons accounting for this? Our correspondent in the region, Neoni Kanaku, joins us via Zoom to share insights into this particular story. Neil, good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning, Jude.
I trust you are doing good.
We are good by the grace of God.
Amazing. For today's Mother's Day, and we are really happy for mothers. We are celebrating mothers. We are appreciative of all the care they've given us. But for mothers in Yilo Krobo, especially those who have to use the surgical unit, I'm not sure whether they are really happy about the state of affairs in the hospital, because we are being told the surgical unit has been non-operational for 3 years running, despite the completion of the hospital. Is that really the case? And can you paint a picture of what the state of affairs is at the hospital?
Absolutely, Jude. Mothers around that area are not really happy as we celebrate Mother's Day today, basically because the hospital, which was commissioned 3 years ago, is yet to start operations at the surgical unit. What is currently happening at the hospital is that the male medical ward, which happens to be an area where treatment and then operations with regards to male in the area are supposed to be done, has been the hub of operations for all general operations at the hospital. Now, the hospital which was inaugurated had a surgical unit, which I understand that the logistics in terms of equipment they need to use for all procedures are currently placed in that particular unit. But the only problem is available technical people with the requisite know-how, man, that unit have not been posted yet. That happens to be the situation. So the unit has been sitting idle with the equipment fixed in it and other logistics all in there, and no personnel, that is health personnel, is currently posted there. This has been a situation at the Yilo Krobo District Hospital, and management are really worried by this. Now, let's look at this issue. The area happens, firstly, they had, as far as they had the polyclinic, which happens to be the only health facility for the Yilo Krobo area. That's where Somenya, to be precise. Somenya is the capital of the district.
Yeah.
So up until that, all the procedures, medical procedures, were being done at the Yilo, at the polyclinic. Any other procedure which needs agent attention was taken to the Atua Government Hospital, which is situated in the Lower Manya Krobo district. And if there are any referrals, then sent to the Eastern Regional Hospital, that is Kokoria.
Okay.
But when the hospital was commissioned in 3 years ago, it became like a joy for residents in that particular area. So as 3 years down the line and the surgical unit is yet to be operationalized, this has been a major headache for the people.
Interesting.
Because some of the procedures, they need to take them to Coperidia, which takes time, takes energy, and even some may even lose their lives in that particular regard. Looking at the distance, one would have to travel from Somenya to Coperidia, and even have to be in what's it called, a tense traffic situation at the Nkrakan market on market day. So residents in that particular area are not really happy since they have a new edifice, serene environment with dedicated, some dedicated staff who are ready to go all out and to extra mile to ensure that they give good services to clients. But yes, so these people who are supposed to run the surgical unit are yet to be posted there.
Neil, create a picture for us, right? Which communities is this district hospital, expected to serve?
So this district hospital is the foremost hospital for people in the Somenya area. Somenya is the district capital. Is the capital of the district, the Yilo Krobo district. So we have other areas like Bakan, we have Labo, we have even some people in the Edukrom area. We have Association area, we have the Trom area, we have Akole, and then students of the University of Sustainable Development, that is the UESD, are also expected to seek medical treatment from this particular hospital. So closely, not less than between 50 communities depend solely on this particular hospital. Wow. Now, hitherto, the pressure was being sent to the polyclinic, but since the inception of the district hospital, the polyclinic also had some really with regards to the pressures they were experiencing over the years. So all these people, all these communities, depend on the Yilo Krobo district hospital. Now, we should notice that the area, because of the winding nature of the road leading to Somenya, that is when you use the Edukrom access stretch, there's a windy area there which happens to be an accident-prone area. Over the years, we've recorded several accidents on that particular stretch, with a recent one being the students from the Otumase Konongu area who were on escaping to Akosomwe, and they had an accident at the access spot. So all these accident victims are expected to be treated at the Yilo Krobo district hospital.
Yeah.
So you have a situation where the Edukrom Aprede Somenya stretch also happens to be a very dangerous area with regards to the winding nature of the road, and lots of accidents also occur on that stretch, and all these victims would rely solely on the Yilo Krobo district hospital to be treated.
Interesting. I'm reading also that the Yilo Krobo district hospital also actually serve residents from Shayo Sudoku which is actually in Accra. So clearly, it's a very important health facility.
Yeah, absolutely. It even goes beyond the Shire Osudoku area. So you have people from the Dodowa stretch, even because getting access to Somenya is very close. That is when you are using the Dodowa stretch. So you have people from that area, people from the latter area also coming in to seek medical attention at the Yilo Krobo District Hospital.
Interesting. We've been joined by residents in the area, but just before we start engaging the residents, Neil, you've been engaging local assemblies. You've been speaking to those in power, right? The duty bearers, people who are being paid to ensure that some of these things are fixed, starting from the assembly up all the way to the elected representative for the area, and I'm referring to the member of parliament. What have they been telling you with regards to why this surgical unit in the district hospital is not operational?
There was a change in government and new administration has taken over. Now, with regards to the MC for the area, he was just confirmed on Friday, just this Friday. So I'm here to reach out to him on that particular.
Yeah, level. But the previous administration, right? Because we are being told it's not been operational for the past 3 years.
Yes.
For all those years, there was an MC, responsible, appointed by the previous president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. There was a regional minister set, a champon, I believe.
Yes.
What are their response? What have they been saying to you with regards to why this hospital has not been operational?
So Eric Tete, the immediate past MC for the Yilo Krobo area, has been vocal with regards to ensuring that he gets the best for his area. With regards to roads and other areas, he's very vocal in that regard. With regards to health also, it's been an issue for him, which he has been pushing since his term in office. But we all know that the ultimate lies with the central government, even though when they go for respect meetings and then other health committee meetings, he's been raising that particular issue because he is a native of the area and also depends on the hospital. But all rests on the shoulders of central government. And the new regional minister, that is Madam Rita Awate, has visited the hospital last month. She did that to interact with the workers and the.
That's great to hear. But have we heard from the Ghana Health Service in all of this? The district office of the Ghana Health Service, have they been vocal about this? Has it even come to their notice?
So after the regional ministers visited to the facility, they also scheduled a meeting with her to re-echo the concerns. I think just after a week after she visited the hospital, management of the hospital together with the district health people visited the regional minister to re-echo the concerns and then drum home the concerns to ensure that the personnel needed for to man that particular unit, that is the special unit, are immediately posted, which I understand that it's in the pipeline. That is because after the meeting, the regional minister called health director to her office to ensure that postings, the necessary requirements needed for health professionals to be posted is currently in place. So as we speak now, I believe hopefully within the few months ahead of us, I will see personnel being posted to the area to ensure that they start the personalization of it.
All right, Neil, hold on for us. Let's speak to Prince Henry Tabi. He's a resident of Yilo Krobo. Prince, thanks for joining us on Sunday Breakfast.
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to greet each and everyone watching ChannelOne TV this morning.
All right, Prince, tell us how the non-operational surgical unit at the Yilo Krobo Hospital has affected the community there.
First of all, let me give a big history of this hospital. This hospital was established by the then NDC government. Then when they lost power in 2016, the hospital has been completed. Since 2017, it has to take some of us to demonstrate for this hospital to get into operation. The hospital was abandoned from 2017 to somewhere 2021, 2022 before it has to be operationalized. Now, when the hospital got into operation, since then to date, we have been buying, or the hospital has been buying water to serve the people in the hospital. There's no, water service, or there's no direct water that serves the hospital. And this has been a major challenge to us. Now we've complained. We had not received any good feedback. As we speak, the surgical unit, which is supposed to help and, cure serious situations, health situations, has not been in operation. We've made contact with people who are in power, directors of health, asking when it will get in operation as we speak.
And what have their answers been?
You go there, sometimes you meet the district directors, oh, we are working on it, we'll get back to you. We are working on it, we'll get back to you. But see, this particular district hospital in Sumanya is a major hospital that serves a lot of communities. Now, when there's an incident, it's either people or patients will be referred to Atua or to the regional hospital. Now, look at the stretch, the distance from what? The district hospital Sumanya to Kokodia or even to Atua. Meanwhile, Sumanya is a municipality. The number of people, the number of habitants in this community is very, very mammoth. So it has been a very challenge to us, and I'm urging on the current government that all that we need is first, there should be an adequate supply of water to the hospital. Second, we demand that the surgical unit of the hospital start to operate immediately because we cannot take it anymore.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, Prince, when you say that it was abandoned by the previous government, don't you think you have been, somewhat unfair to the administration, considering that they operationalized the hospital and it's functioning, except for the fact that the surgical unit is not functioning properly? Now, when you say that government should commit to reopening the facility, have you engaged management to understand what their challenges are, for which reason the surgical unit has not been operationalized for the time being, at least for the first quarter of the year since this new administration took over?
Yeah, that's good. You see, initially I said the hospital was abandoned until a certain period before it starts operation. So I am stating the fact because the hospital was completed in 2016, and when the past government, the NPP, took over 2017, it has to be there. And I know your original correspondent here has made several, on this particular hospital. We have to demonstrate.
Yeah, but see, Prince, my challenge is that we know that when we say a hospital is completed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the structure is set, right? The fitting of equipment, the fitting of machines in there, the hospital beds, all of those things come together to say that a hospital is fully completed, right? And I'm not sure we have the facts to make a definite claim on this matter, to say that the previous administration abandoned the project. And that is where my confusion is, because we know also that in the past couple of years, 4 or 5 years, it's been operational under the previous administration. So that is why I'm not too clear with you on. Unfortunately, we lost Prince Henry Tebi, who is a resident in the area.
Still on the line. Kanaku, what reasons, or you've spoken to the Ghana Health Service, I presume. Have they given any timelines? I mean, I heard you say that you've spoken to authority and they have mentioned that they're doing something, but how long do they intend to take? Because I assume that when a structure is put up, the intention is to utilize it. But for 3 years, it hasn't been used. What timelines have they given?
So, timelines has been forthcoming, but One thing that I'm happy about is that the current regional minister hails from that area. So it's something that has been of urgency to her, and I am planning on engaging her again this week on it to find out how far with the role she started playing when she visited that particular facility, and the assurance that she gave to the management of the hospital to with regards to she ensuring that the needed human resource is posted to that particular area to begin immediate operation of the surgical ward.
Interesting. Neil, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for throwing light on this very important issue. Hopefully, you're able to follow through for us so we reach or we get some action from duty bearers. Thank you so much. But Prince Henry Tebi is still on the line, and I asked him a question earlier about claims as to whether the previous government, abandoned the project, especially now that there's a new government. We've seen the trend where, for example, this Agenda 111, hospitals like the Siwa Hospital in the Ashanti region, the Afari Military Hospital, all of these hospitals had been set to be completed, only for a new administration to come in and realize that certain important equipment had not been fitted in these hospitals, for which reason they couldn't be operationalized. So I want you to clarify your point around the previous administration deliberately, in your view, abandoning the hospital. Then we can make progress on that.
Dude, I can tell you on authoritative that all that I said in the past in starting, I'm still holding on to that. You can collaborate what I'm saying from your original correspondent, Nikaniku, that the hospital was finished. Everything was okay when the previous government lost power. That's what I'm saying, that it has to take some of us to demonstrate for the hospital to start operationalized. And when it started operating in 2021, 2022, everything was okay. But for the surgical department, which to date is not working, and the water situation. So if you stick to that, I understand. But you see, all that we demand from the current government is, some of us cannot afford to go to UG Medical Hospital. We cannot afford to go to 37 or Kolebu. The residents of Yilo, Krobo, all we need is the hospital to get in a full operation, that the surgical unit will start to work. The government to make sure we get adequate flow of water so that even the workers, they will feel comfortable.
All right.
We are not going to do politics with whatever is happening, because you cannot play politics or cannot do politics with health. Health does not do politics. The current government has been given mandate to fix things, and it's near on them. They have the mandate and the power to fix and make sure that the surgical department of the Yilo District Hospital gets operation or gets into operation, and we get our water problem stopped.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your time. Your point is well made and made very firmly, and hopefully our correspondents in the area, Noni Kanaku, will follow through this particular story to ensure that the duty bearers act and go in to fix what is left of the surgical unit of the Yilo Krobo Hospital. And this is clearly something you're passionate about. You've been covering a lot of health stories. I'm sure you're not surprised by this, right?
I actually am surprised. 3 years, because I think somewhere in 2022, the story came up. I think Neil mentioned it. We did a story, and then still in 2025, we're still seeing the same thing. And just because there are no personnel. Meanwhile, there are students who have been demonstrating day in, day out that they should post them, And there's a surgical unit waiting for postings. So
I see.
It beats my imagination why it's
I was saying,
for the past 3 years.
I was asking about your surprise because, there appeared to be a trend, right, with regards to how we manage healthcare facilities in the country.
Our healthcare now needs a whole
overhaul.
Yeah.
No problem. The Rage Hospital, it's a major referral hospital.
Yeah.
It's a regional hospital.
Yeah.
Their MRI machine for
Doesn't
3
work.
years. It's not working.
Don't worry.
There's a district hospital.
Go to Konfanachi.
The CT scan in Rage is not working. So if Rage, for all its glory, nice architecture, big building. You know, Trump's wife in his first term, Melania,
Kim.
right?
Yeah,
she was in
Melania
Ghana.
Kim.
She went to the Ridge Hospital, right? So if the Ridge Hospital can't even operationalize an MRI scan, something as basic as an you know,
MRI
they have
scan.
all the flowery definitions. Oh, helium machine has broken down. Very, very technical explanations, right?
was
So
a similar thing
for
at the
me, I'm not
Tamale
surprised.
Hospital.
I'm not surprised that for 3 years running, we've seen this happen because we've seen it happen at even bigger hospitals. But the point is that this current administration doesn't have the luxury of still going back to blame games and saying whatever.
It's because of this one or it's because of
They
that
were
one.
voted into office to fix these problems. And you know, Honorable Minta Kando, funny enough, we've been talking about his sector a lot on this show.
I know, right?
You know, I hope this has come to his notice.
Baptism of fire, that's what he called it when he came in, because there was cholera when he came in, there was something else when he came in.
There was a teaching hospital where we went to blast doctors and all of that.
I'm sure he's listening, and I'm sure
You know,
he's going
I think
to
this
be up
issue has
and
become
doing
like a regional
with
thing.
this.
They've treated it like some regional issue, right? But I hope it gains national attention and he moves in to bring some, you know, he has to find a way.
Sanity into his space.
Yeah. He has to find a way to get to
there are
operational.
too many. Yeah, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to be doing avocado tea part 2. And don't go away. We'll be right back.